All right, so here's a crazy concept for you, but you will find it is a true concept. And this concept is all work is paid work. What I mean by this is that eventually whatever it is that you're doing will culminate into more money coming in as long as it's work. Meaning, let us say you intensively go onto Facebook and you post flyers and you're just emitting something and it's not necessarily making sense. It's not necessarily an aim, the effort, but you're just throwing flyers around. You're sort of posting a bunch on your page. If you keep doing this, you'll get a result from it. And that result will be paid. Means someone will eventually book you. If you keep taking photos, street photos, and you are starting a portfolio, so you're taking street photos, like doing street photography, just so that you can build up some kind of something that you can represent yourself with online. Realize that once this is built up, it will get you a good representation and it'll get you hired. So it becomes paid work eventually. The point of this video is to let you know to emit, right? And sometimes it is not time to aim. Realize that life is more of a war than it is a battle. And in a war, let us say you can vaguely see the enemy or vaguely see the direction. If you just rapid fire, you should hit something. You should hit something. So realize that it doesn't always need to be perfectly premeditated. Doesn't always need to make sense down to the T. Sometimes it's just time to attack and it doesn't need to make sense. What brought this up in my mind was I was showing a couple of friends of mine earlier today my business plan. It's a business plan that I got through investors. It's a business plan that I got through one of the top lawyers in the country. And they said, what kind of business plan is this? This is just shit. It's like what kind of it's some educated people. Like realize that education, I'm going to say something a bit controversial. I've seen education mess people up, right? Especially if it is not practical. There's a lot of people who learn business in school, but did not learn about business in school, if that makes sense. Like, I guess the pinnacle of the knowledge that I got from business studies class at school, I did do business studies in school up to like high school level. I think the most practical thing I've gotten is like just an understanding that there are a couple accounts that you should keep, right? And a couple understandings that there's probably some laws that you should be aware of. And just essentially just rule sets. But other than that, I never got any practical knowledge. Like you could not take me out of a business class at school and have me able to do business, which tells you that school knowledge there's something wrong with it. So I need to give you this understanding that like if you are educated at school, realize that this is not power. It's not power yet. You somehow need to go out into the world and actually, how do you say? You need to gain experiential knowledge and then also knowledge which is purely like make money. How to make money. Do you say how to use money? Stuff that you will not learn in business studies class. Anyway, separate from my rant. They saw my business plan. It was a simple business plan. They thought it was too simple and therefore one should not be able to make it or progress past the investors seeing the plan stage with such a plan. However, I have a counter argument to this. An expandable plan should be something simple because there are not so many moving parts that you cannot stack things on top. There's a game called Jenga. It's about balancing wooden blocks on top of each other. You sort of take out a wooden block and see if the structure stays standing. And then you take out more and more wooden blocks from this structure, and the person upon which like at which the blocks fall is the person who loses the game. Essentially, like, it's about balance. It's about balance. Realize that a solid piece of wood will balance better than a piece of wood cut into 100,000 pieces. It doesn't need to be complex. Right? Firstly. Secondly, it doesn't need to make perfect sense. Sometimes you need to get the idea and go with it, and it will refine itself as it goes. Realize that every fighting style came from someone wanting to hit someone else, and that's all. It sounds simple. It's because it is. It is refinement through doing, and sometimes this is necessary. Hopefully you got a couple helpful concepts out of this video. I lost my train of thought for some reason or other, but I'll tell you what, the rest is recorded.